What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We have some pretty big updates when it comes to Keel Infrastructure. These were announced. One of them was yesterday, and then the other one was, I think, 2 days ago. And we're going to go over that in this video. It's good to see some light shine through the darkness of how this market has been reacting over the past couple of days. It's been a vicious sell-off, man. I haven't seen a sell-off like this. It's been a while, you know what I mean? Especially in in individuals, not the broader market, but the individual stock that I hold with Keel Infrastructure. If y'all watched my video last night, and we will get into the announcements in a second. I'm just gonna kind of talk to y'all for a second. But if y'all seen my video last night talking about my new investment plan into Keel Infrastructure, guys, I'm going hard, man. I was a little laid back in my last night's video, but I want to re-emphasize that I'm going very, very hard into Keel Infrastructure. And, it's going to either boom or bust for me. I'm a little nervous going as deep as I am into this company, but it's a company that I haven't had this much belief in a long, long time. And I'm putting my money back to where my heart feels it needs to go, right? If I lose, if I'm wrong about this trade, I'll survive. I'll live to trade another day. This money that I'm investing into Keel, it's money that I can afford to lose. If I lose it, it's all good, right? We'll move on to the next one and keep on moving. But I don't think I'm going to be wrong. And, hopefully Keel Infrastructure can do some good things for the people that, are here supporting them through the rough times and the rough patches. And let all the haters and stuff just do their own thing. And, the core Keel community, hopefully they get rewarded in the long run. But moving on to the announcements. So first off, BlackRock has taken a stake into Keel Infrastructure. They released their 13F filing, I think it was yesterday, and they listed that they acquired 8.5% of shares of Keel Infrastructure. So very bullish in my opinion when you got big names like this holding a big stake in a company. These are the type of people that don't panic sell, right? When you have hedge funds and big asset managers holding a company, it's bullish. They're not going to panic sell out. And it's just a good sign that, these big companies aren't just going to go out here and accumulate shit companies, right? They're just not. So it's always good to see, institutions and smarter investors out here accumulating a name that you have this much belief and conviction in, especially right now with me investing as much as I am into Keel Infrastructure. It's good to see that it's getting backed. And I'm not just looking into the abyss, psyching myself up about a company, right? It's backed by real research. It's backed by, a lot of people believe in what this company can do. And it's just very good to see that other people also see the thesis in Keel Infrastructure, right? So it's super important and really good to see. So I'm very excited to see where it goes from here. And another cool thing is when you see companies accumulating, it's a good time to get into these companies, right? None of this is financial advice, but dude, we are so early on Keel Infrastructure. We are so early. This company has slipped back under $2 billion in market cap. If you believe in Keel and if you are an investor in Keel, this is where the money's made. The money isn't made when Keel is pumping above $7, $6. The money is made when Keel Infrastructure shares have been cut in half. That's when you get in, and that's when the money is made. The money's not made buying in the hype at the top. The money's not made in bull markets. The money is made when stocks drop in bear markets and shares are down 50+%. That's when the money is made, because 80% of people can't buy into the fear like some of us can, right? And if you're able to convince yourself to buy into the fear of good companies that you believe in, you're going to be rewarded if that company succeeds. So, I really want to press that point home is red markets aren't always a bad thing, especially when the red markets are a broad red market. It's not an individual stock red market, right? It's not. Now, if we were out here and the rest of the market was going up or being stable and Keel Infrastructure was out here dropping 40, 50%, then that's an issue, right? Then there's some kind of internal issue that we would have to, analyze and do a little bit more research into. But when you see Keel dropped by that much and the rest of the market dropping with it. I mean, guys, it's common sense. It's just a broader market pullback. The AI trade has gotten so overhyped and so overblown so quickly. You're going to see these pullbacks. It's just how the markets work. People are taking profits. It's got to cool off. It can't go up in a straight line forever. And these are huge opportunities long term. You know, nothing's changed. Just last month when Keel was at $7, it's the same Keel Infrastructure today as it was back then. So nothing's changed. If you were buying at $6, $5, $6, $7, why not buy here at $3.50? I mean, come on. And also today, you know, Keel's already up almost 10% on the day. This name is ridiculously volatile, and it's just crazy to see. And with the shares that I bought yesterday, they're already up massively. So, you know, it's just incredible. It's incredible. This name is very volatile, and there's money to be made in these markets if you can get yourself to just buckle down and accumulate when others are selling. Update number 2, announcement number 2, Keel Infrastructure come out listing a job opening for a construction safety director at Sharon. And if we know, you know, a lot of the talk here lately has been around Moses Lake and, you know, what's going on at Moses Lake. Sharon has been kind of pushed to the back burner and people haven't really been thinking about it. But they did post a job opening for a construction development director, construction safety director at Sharon. And Sharon is on the list for one of the announcements to be made this year about a lease deal. And when you start seeing these kind of posts and these kind of announcements coming out from the company, well, I don't even think the company announced it, but, you know, people did the research and pulled up the job listing. Keel's in the background getting all their ducks in a row for said announcement when it's time, right? When they're hiring people, they're not hiring people for no reason. They're not hiring people to just say, oh, we hired somebody, you know, buy our stock, right? They're not going to spend money on hiring somebody for if a job doesn't need to be done. So we have that job posting for Sharon for the construction develop safety director. It's bullish, man. Things are coming along. And yes, do I wish Keel would come out and kind of give us updates along the way? Yes. But truly in my heart, what I think Keel Infrastructure is doing is they're in the background getting all their ducks in a row, and they're going to come out with a barrage of announcements at one time and really shock the market, I think. Could I be wrong? 100%. 100% I could be. That's just my thinking on it and how I see things happening. Because after listening to Ben, a couple of interviews with Ben, he's the kind of guy that I think really wants to make a bang when he does an announcement. He's not the type of guy that just likes leaking out little updates and stuff like that. He's the type to really, when he announces something, he wants it to be heard. He wants it to be a bang. And I am hoping and to God that this Q2 earnings, they're going to come out with a bang, right? And going into the Q2 earnings, listen, we already know, at least I do, and Keel investors should know this. On this earning presentation, we're not looking for good earnings, right? That's not what we're looking for. We already know the earnings are going to be trash because they don't have anything bringing in revenue except the Bitcoin mining side, and the Bitcoin mining side's getting scaled back massively, right? So their revenue's probably going to be down, right? A lot. We're not going into this presentation looking for revenue, looking for EPS, looking for, you know, whatever. Everybody's going into this presentation looking for future announcements, lease deals, construction updates, a variety of different updates. We don't really care about, well, did they make their EPS numbers or did they make their revenue numbers? No, nobody gives a shit about that right now with Keel Infrastructure because they're pre-revenue. They're pre-revenue. So everybody and their mama is out here waiting to hear updates on Sharon, Moses Lake, anything, you know, pipeline expansion, permit updates. That's what we want to hear. And of course, you know, the lease deals. And we also got to remember, guys, this is only the Q2 presentation. We still have 2 more quarter presentations this year. You know, people are really counting the chickens before they hatch when it comes to, oh, well, they're not going to get their lease deal signed this year because it's already Q2. Like they have always said by the end of this year. They have said late summer, yes, but give them to the end of the year. Let them work. They're a brand new company. They're going into a space that is flooded with other companies. There's a lot of competition. But the one thing Keel has going for it is they have very valuable power and they have very valuable properties and properties to build those data centers on. Those are the main two things that Keel really has that a lot of other people, yes, they have it, but it's not as prestigious as the ones Keel have, in my opinion. And apparently that's what all the analysts think too, because that's why they're so bullish on Keel Infrastructure, is because of the portfolio of assets that they hold for the future. So anyway, I thought these couple updates were very notable, very worthy of making videos on. X has been on fire with all the research that I've been finding on X. And, and when you go on X, in the midst of all the bullshit that people are saying and all the negativity that people are saying, there's some good information out there to be found. And if you dig through all the garbage, there's still the strong community that really believes in Keel Infrastructure. And another thing that I want to say, the Keel Infrastructure community has absolutely blew me away. I can say this very confidently, very, very, very confidently. The Keel Infrastructure community has been by far one of the most caring companies I've ever been a part, or communities I've ever been a part of. Everybody is out here rooting for everybody else for the most part. Everybody's engaged with each other. Everybody wants each other to do well. There are so many other communities out here, investing wise, that everybody's just cutthroat. Everybody's at each other's neck. Everybody's in there calling everybody stupid. Like, oh, you don't know what you're doing. You're an idiot. You don't see that in the Keel community. You do see it with a small percentage of people, your keyboard warriors, your ex-trolls, and all this other stuff. But the broader Keel investing community is absolutely crazy. I've never seen it before. I've never seen a community this close and close-knit and rooting for each other and pulling for each other and, just willing to help other people, willing to explain stuff to other people, just being so welcoming to newcomers. It's good to see. It's so good to see. Not only am I, very bullish on Keel Infrastructure, but the community that Keel Infrastructure as a company brings or attracts is second to none, man. It's absolutely second to none. Again, I've never seen it before in any other company. Even my other largest position, SoFi, there's some straight dickheads in that community. And SoFi X, the SoFi X community is just very, very toxic. It can be. Because you really have a split down the middle bulls and bears on X with SoFi. With Keel, you don't really see that, man. You don't really see that. Yes, the haters can be loud and sometimes louder than the supporters. But if you weigh it out, there's way more supporters for Keel Infrastructure than there is haters. The people you meet in the Keel community is absolutely incredible. Just great people. Like I said, I can continue talking about the community for hours because it's just been so great. And even making these videos on YouTube covering Keel, I rarely ever get negative comments in these videos about Keel Infrastructure. It's always positivity, and it's just a breath of fresh air. Because anytime back in the time when I used to cover other companies and stuff like that, there was always hate, there was always negativity. 95% of the comments under these videos are absolutely positive, and some very bright people in the community, or some of the comments they leave are very informative, very knowledgeable. And I really appreciate the Keel community more than you guys know. So I just want to give you guys a shout out. The Keel community is absolutely incredible. So anyway, guys, hope y'all enjoyed these updates. We're getting closer. We're getting closer to the investor presentation. It's getting me a little excited. It's getting me a little nervous because of how heavy I have went into Keel Infrastructure here as of late. I was originally going to wait till after earnings to really see how it played out, because the thing about earnings, we can either get a good pop or we're going to get a violent sell-off, right? And I'm taking the risk of buying right now when we could see a violent sell-off, which will be fine. I'll just scale in more. But just be ready for earnings day to be a very, very volatile day. Whether it be up or whether it be down, it's going to be a massive day, volume wise. So just be ready for that. Position yourself now to get ready for that. Again, none of these videos are financial advice. I would highly recommend, newer people or whatever, do not follow me into this trade. This trade is very, very, very high risk. Very high risk. But there's also a risk of it being very, very rewarding if I'm right about my thesis. So, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Y'all have a good Thursday. The week's almost over. We'll see you on the next one.